Hey guys, Zeramus555 here. Doing a deck profile for you today. This is the long-awaited deck profile for my Frog God deck. I'm still missing one card with it. I need another Obelisk the Tormentor. But until then, this is how it's going to be running. I'm actually kind of liking it how it is anyways, so without further ado, I'll get down to the deck profile. Before I get to that though, just wanted to say that I'm actually really happy with the quality of this camera. Like, it's crazy if you guys can see. This is the PlayStation Vita camera. It's crazy the quality. Like, you can read everything. It has like, it doesn't need to zoom in or anything. It's just always in focus, which is crazy. So let me know what you guys think about the camera. Let me know if you want me to keep doing videos like this. I'm sure you probably do. This takes a little bit more effort, of course, on my part, but I think it's a little better quality. And this way you guys can kind of see everything. So without further ado, I'm just going to get down to the deck profile. Here we go. So starting off, we got two Obelisk the Tormentor. Like I said, I usually run 3, but I'm just running 2 for now. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through every single card, and then I'll go back and talk about why I'm running that number and how it helps the deck. 2 Light and Darkness Dragon. We got the 3 Caius, the Shadow Monarch. 2 Tragoedia, and 1 Gorz. Those are kind of your boss monsters. Next up, we got the 3 Battle Fader. Yes, those are ulti. They're very sexy. I need one more first dead, though. And for the Frog engine, we got 3 Swap Frog, 3 Dupe Frog, 2 Treeborn Frog. We got the 1 ulti back there. I'm still trying to get another one. It's only like $10 card now, which is kind of funny. 2 Ronintoadin, 2 Effect Veiler, and the 1 Sangan. Nice thing about Veiler, of course, in this deck is you can use it to make Formula Synchron, which is still a very viable Synchro in this deck. So we got the 3 Enemy Controllers, one of the best cards in the deck, in my opinion, one of the best cards in the game, actually. 2 Soul Exchange, 3 MST and Heavy Storm. I run no back rows in this deck. I did used to have a Secret Rare Treacherous Trap Hole and I was going to run in here, but I don't really like having anything for my opponent to MST. Makes all their MSTs in their main deck dead. So, and then when they side deck against me, I can side in some back row. So we got the 1 Salvage and 1 Pot of Avarice. Those 2 cards are kind of the graveyard control cards, and Salvage lets me obviously recycle my frogs. And then we got the 3 frog staples, or just 3 staples in general. Foolish Burial, Dumping Treeborn and such, Monster Reborn, and Dark Hole. So yes, there's no extra deck. You really don't synchro a whole lot with this deck. Like I said, you can make Formula Synchron with Effect Veiler. But in most cases, what you're really going to be bringing out the most is probably going to be with Ronintoadin and the dupes and the swaps. And that's obviously going to be Gachi Gachi Gentetsu. Basically what this deck focuses on, it's kind of a Monarch variant that focuses on Obelisk the Tormentor. Now, Obelisk obviously is insanely good. I'm just going to show you guys his effect here, and hopefully you can read it. And if you can't, you can just pause it at this point to read it yourself, but I'll read it out loud to you just in case. So you must tribute 3 monsters to normal summon this card. You cannot set this card. Normal summon of this card cannot be negated. That means Solemn Warning, Solemn Judgment, Logia, etc., can't get around this. This guy is insane versus Dino Rabbit. He's freaking insane. This card cannot be targeted by spells, traps, spell trap effects, or effect monsters effects. So that means Compulsory, Dimensional Prison, Effect Veiler, trying to think here, Bryonic, Zen Mains, even stuff like that cannot target him. So he's invincible in that sense. This card is oh, sorry, I skipped one. Oh yeah, sorry. When this card is normal summon, cards and effects cannot be activated. Basically, that means that you summon it, they cannot chain anything to his summon, and you can also get around the fact that they can't even bottomless trap hole him, which is actually pretty freaking awesome, even though it doesn't target, and they can't even torrential tribute it. So the only things that really kill Obelisk the Tormentor is Dark Hole, Black Rose Dragon, and Mirror Force, or if you summon or they summon and they activate torrential afterwards. But even then, they're probably going to have to minus themselves, and you really don't even have to ever minus yourself getting this guy out. Like, he's just that good. 4,000 attack, 4,000 defense. When you special summon, he dies during the end phase, unfortunately. But he also kind of has a nuke effect where you can tribute 2 monsters to destroy all monsters your opponent controls. That's really, really good as well. I've actually used it a few times to win some duels. Just because you can always get back, Treeborn easily, and then another Ronintoadin on the field or whatever, even Battle Fader. and you're always giving yourself targets to destroy with Obelisk, so it's really, really good. Next up is 2 Light and Darkness Dragon. This is still one of my favorite cards in the game. Light and Darkness Dragon's broken. It's not as good as it used to be, but the fact that it gets around Solemn Warning and whatnot is actually really good. I'm tempted to run a Book of Moon in here just for Lad, but I really don't think it's that necessary. And that's another card I'd have to set, so it's like whatever. Most cases, you're going to be using maybe 1 card to get this guy out. Sometimes none. You'll just be having the free Treeborn and say Battlefield or Battle Fader on the field. And they're going to have to waste 2, 3, maybe even 4 cards to get around this guy. So this thing wins games. 3 Caius. I was originally running 3 Obelisk, but I decided to put Caius back up to 3 and drop Obelisk down to 2 just for consistency's sake. Caius is still one of the best cards in the game, and he's still one of my favorite Monarchs, if not the best Monarch. I really like Ryza, but Caius removes the problem. Ryza just sends it back so they can use it again later, possibly. So Caius is too good. 2 Tragoedia, obviously. You got to run Trag and the Gorz in this deck, just because you're not running any back row protection, so you need some protection versus OTKs, etc. And Trag's actually a very vicious card. Now with XYZ, he's very easy to use in extremely broken ways. And I'm running so many different levels in this deck. Like I have 1s, 7, 6, 8, 10, 2s, and a 3. So that's tons of different stuff. Pretty much the only thing I'm not running is a 4, fortunately, which is the major number that most people bring out. But in most cases, that's still not really a bad thing. I can always synchro into like Armory Arm or something. So next up, we got the 3 Battle Fader. Fader is so good right now. Yes, they can warning it, and if it's a good player, they're probably going to set up their field and go off when they know they can go off safely around your Gorz and whatnot. But Fader's just so good. It works amazingly with the Monarchs. Works really good with enemy controller, and it's Battlefield is Battle Fader. So 3 swap, 2 dupe, 2 Treeborn, 2 Ronintoadin. So you're probably wondering about this frog lineup. Why I'm running 3 dupe. It's all to abuse this guy to make gotchis and to get me easy tributes for Obelisk. Now some people might be like, why aren't you running 3 Ronintoadin and 2 dupe? But I think 2 Ronintoadin's perfect number. Any more than that, you'd just be drawing them too much. And the nice thing about dupe is even though you can't tribute him and get his effect, he's still a really good wall. And if they do kill him, he is a floater technically. So he's probably going to be grabbing your swap that you need or your Treeborn. So since I'm not running duality or anything in here, the dupes just add a lot of consistency. 2 Veilers, you got to run this format. I was tempted to run 3, but I think 2 is more than enough. It just gives me a tuner in the deck now the glow bulb's gone. And like I said, it just gives you some synchro plays. And the Sangan just basically searches out everything, like the Faders, the Veilers, all the Frogs. One of the things it doesn't search out is my boss monsters, but that's perfectly fine. 3 Enemy Controller, like I said, it's one of the most broken cards in the game. You have to run it in this deck. I've seen some Frog players like running 2. I'm like, you people are so dumb. Not to sound, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not trying to, bash on people, but there's so many times, like I was talking to some guy the other day on one of his videos. You guys might have actually seen the comments and thought I was kind of coming off as arrogant. But the guy was saying, oh, I don't run Gateway because I don't like it. I draw it sometimes and it's dead. Okay. Yes, that's kind of how Yu-Gi-Oh works. You're going to draw stuff sometimes it's not going to work out for you. But you got to run Gateway and Samurais. It's broken. So it's the same thing with enemy controller. If you can run 3 freaking enemy controllers, you got to run 3. This thing's insane. It's brain control and crack. It's a quick play. You can use it during the standby phase over and over again with Treeborn Frog. And it just makes your big plays getting out him and him super easy. Soul Exchange 2, I really like 2. I've never run 3. I'm not running enough tributes now. But it's just really, really good against... these 2 cards are insane versus Heroes and obviously Zen mains. Skill Drain really hurts this deck, obviously, so I'm running 3 MSTs and Heavy Storm. I don't have any back row, so you got to run 3 MST. And I have the Caius and stuff as well, so it's not a big deal. I usually don't blind MST. I usually just wait for them to actually have a continuous spell or trap and use it on that. Save it for the more important times. Blind MST is just so stupid because you don't need it in this deck. So 2 Soul Exchange is really good. I was thinking about maybe just 1, but I think 2 is just a good number. So the Avarice, obviously, you guys might be thinking, okay, he's going to be removing a lot of stuff from play because of the Ronintoadin. But I'm not running a lot of boss monsters, so I need to be able to get these guys back out so I can use them again. Same thing with like Fader. excuse me, Fader removes itself from play, obviously, but it's good to get these guys back. And I do also, like I said, run 3 Gotchi Gantetsus, 2 to 3, in the extra deck. So in most cases, you're going to be sending those things back, and you can just keep bringing them out over and over again. One card I was kind of tempted to actually run here, because I think it would be really funny if I was going to run one trap, would be Return from the Different Dimension. Because if you get a really good open hand, you can just like banish a bunch of frogs for Gotchis. Or even not for Gotchis, just maybe banish them for a wall or something. You can bring them all back and then XYZ again, or get out a free Obelisk summon. It's actually really, really good. But it's something I'll test out. We'll see. And the Salvage is obviously just for kind of adding some sack to the opening hands with Swap Frog. Just lets you kind of add stuff back and keep dumping as much as you can. Foolish is the same thing. It's just dumping, and then Reborn, Dark Hole are obviously staples. So anyways, I know there's a lot of you guys that have been waiting for this deck profile. I think it's really worth trying this deck out. It runs, I believe it's 26 monsters and 14 spells, which is about a good ratio of my eyes. Most Frog Monarch decks run about 28, but as you guys know, I'm really not focusing as much on that. So I'm just kind of focusing on this freaking guy because he's insane. And I don't know how many times I've OTK, because you summon out Light and Darkness Dragon, you have an Obelisk in your graveyard, they saw Morning, they pay 2,000 life points, you bring this thing back, and they might only have 4,000 left or something, and you just punch them for game. They can't do anything to that summon. They can't do anything to it, so... Or is it maybe... Wait a minute. Well, they could bomb us Trap Hole on the second time, but they still couldn't, like, say they had a Deep Prison or a Compulsory or something set. They can't do anything to the Obelisk, so you can usually punch for game really easy. So anyways, guys, that's the deck. Once again, comment down below and let me know what you think of the new camera. I'm really, really happy with this. I'm glad I bought this Vita. $275 for this thing, 3 games, a carrying case, and an 8 gig memory card. It was a pretty freaking awesome deal, so I couldn't say no. But anyways, hope you guys liked the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And for all those people who have been wanting shoutouts from me, I promise I will have a shoutout video soon, and I'll give you guys all shoutouts. And hopefully you'll get some more subs on your channel. So anyways, thanks for watching, and peace.